Alright guys, back with another video. It's another Monday ritual, heading into Cherry, going through the bargain boxes. Like always guys, we're going to go through what I find, but yeah, let's get straight into it. Let's start off with a PC pickup. We have Aaron Holiday, who's been playing very well, coming off the bench for the Houston Rockets. Gold Prism PSA 8. He was kind of replacing Armin Thompson, and then he's actually been playing very well. Hitting threes, playing great defense, can't ask for much more. Next up, Sean Strickland. So a lot of UFC and soccer will be in this portion of the video. He's currently the middleweight champion of the world. And then next up, Alex Pereira, rookie card out of 199. He's currently the light heavyweight champion of the world. So these two were actually great finds in the $5 boxes. The Alex Pereira, I think, actually goes for around $40 to $50. So a very nice find there. Khabib. Again, I don't know too much about UFC, so you're going to hear me babble a lot here. I've actually combined two parts of me going to Cherry into one, because this first part is me just going through UFC and soccer. I actually recorded it at home. Next up, Gio Reyna. I think with the World Cup going to the US next year, off the top of my head, I think some USA, some Americans will be wanting to buy some of their own players, so it might be consignment submission. David De Gea, Jack Wilshere, but again, did combine two of these videos because I don't know too much about UFC or soccer. I just went off the rule that if I did know the player and I liked the card itself and comps were favorable towards me, that I would try and diversify the eBay store a little bit. And I actually have had some great success in terms of selling some of the UFC cards that are about to come up. So I will show you guys some of those. Bastian Schweinsteiger, Georges St. Pierre. So more so just picking up a lot of numbered Prism cards of legends that I've heard of briefly when it comes to the UFC. John Jones, so a lot of Chronicle stuff here. Some people say John Jones is, the greatest UFC fighter of all time. So I'm learning a little bit more about the sport. So, when I compare that to like NBA, NFL, would you pick up a numbered Tom Brady or a numbered MJ/LeBron for $5? I think I would. Maybe UFC might not have the market for it, but that was just more so my thinking when it came down to it. Stipe Miocic. I actually sold an immaculate patch of him at a card show a while back. I didn't realize he was actually not a bad fighter. I was going to say player, but that just shows how little I'm in touch with the UFC. I want to get into it a little bit more, but I don't know. I'm just too into NBA, NFL at the moment. Some more Charles Oliveira, I think is how you say it, the Octagon side. Again, more just diversifying the eBay store here with some Aussie fighters here. We have Robert Whittaker. We'll just see how this goes into the eBay store. There's going to be a whole bunch of Alexander Volkanovski. Again, I just think, for $5, go into the eBay store, just see how it will go. It will probably go for, higher than what it goes for in America. Just, Australians will buy up for Josh Green, Dyson Daniels, Josh Giddey, Ben Simmons. So I think Volk is one of those sorts of athletes that, us Aussies will pay up for regardless. So, a lot of Volkanovski is going to come up here. Some nice cards here. XR, I think this is also from their Chronicles set. Conor McGregor, Prestige, another Chronicles insert, but a numbered card of Conor McGregor. Very marketable fighter. Israel Adesanya, I remember last year or a couple of years ago, there was a lot of hype on him. Don't know how he's going too much. Again, not knowing too much about UFC. I can't really keep track of it. I'm only keeping track of Hamza. That's the only fighter I'm kind of trying to keep my eyes on, just because, I don't mind him as a fighter, and I want to have someone that I can kind of follow through fighting through cards as well. Moving on to $1 cards here. Cain Velasquez. We have Umar Nurmagomedov. I think I've said that one right, but Adonis out of 49. I've actually sold this one already for $25 to $26, so a $1 card there into about $20, including fees. This one was a great find here as well. Khabib Nurmagomedov. The red optic out of 99, one of the greatest UFC fighters. I did watch a couple of Khabib's UFC fights, but I've also just resold that one for $25, so really happy with that one. Saw some Sean Strickland select silvers here, so all rookie cards. Again, for $1, he's a champion at the moment, so just thought leading up into another fight, potentially people might be looking for his cards. Another Sean Strickland here, a Bronze Chronicles. I got around 20% off with my Cherry rewards. So it ended up being about 80 cents per card, which is really nice. Paddy Pimblett, don't know too much about him, but just see him a lot on my TikTok feed. When you do pay attention to a lot of sports, you do see a lot of these fighters in terms of who's trendy, and Paddy Pimblett seems like someone who's very trendy. Adding to the Volkanovskis, a lot of silvers here, silver selects. Just going up to the eBay store again, 80 cents to $1 per card. Select scope here. Sorry, not scope, it's actually the disco. Don't know where you can find these cards exactly, whether it's hobby or if there's like blasters. Again, I'm trying to just relying on my own knowledge and trying to just diversify the eBay store a little bit. So putting them up for, getting them for $1 or less, I'm quite happy with. Glover Texera, just a nice card here out of 49. Select. We have Dustin Poirier. I don't even know how to say this. Poirier. This is why I combined two videos, because I didn't want to go a video of me just butchering all these fighters' names, and then you guys are just like, what am I watching here? So I had to combine two videos because I didn't want me to just be me talking about UFC and not knowing anything. Kamaru Usman, out of 199 select. Next up, we have Dustin Poirier, I think. I'm going to have to look this up afterwards and see how you pronounce his last name. And if I've gotten it right, I'm going to give myself a pat on the back because I haven't done any research going into this. We have Glover Texera as I fumble the card here. Again, all $1 cards, so numbered $1 cards. And I was looking at the UFC rankings after this, when I was sort of at Cherry itself. And a lot of these fighters are up there. So I just thought, again, it's worth the risk. So let's, for $1, I'm not losing too much of my money. Michael Bisping, we have Derek Lewis, Don Russ out of 99. So a lot of numbered Don Russ cards here. Tai Tuivasa, who I think is a Kiwi. And I've actually sold one of his cards before in the eBay store. So I think, someone from New Zealand or someone who's maybe a Kiwi in Australia might be trying to buy that card. Again, don't know who this guy is. Jiri Pro Chaz Kar. Hamza Chimaev, I actually just sold this one on the eBay store for around $8 to $9. So, from $1, I'll take it. Daniel Cormier. It looks like it's an relatively old UFC set here. Next up, Jose Aldo. Oh, I remember that fight when Conor McGregor knocked him out super quick. I think I was in my first or second year of uni, so this is going back like 7 or 8 years ago, but I still remember that fight. That was one of the fights I actually was able to catch. Martin Vettori, a select octagon aside. Who else do we have here? Alex Pereira, another rookie silver prism of a fighter who's currently a champion. Another Hamzat. I just think he's a very trendy fighter. I'm happy to have that one into the eBay store. All right, let's move on to the following week where I did look at a little bit more NBA. So Gerald Green out of 49 select. We have Chris Paul, the 2015 All-Star team. This is from Prism. These are actually out of 350. Back when Ruby Prisms were numbered out of 350. Nowadays, they're not numbered. Klay Thompson here out of 350 as well. Also want to give a shout out to Brendan. He came into Cherry and said hello. Said he'd watched the YouTube channel and said he was actually just collecting for the last sort of 3 to 4 weeks. And I think that's very interesting because whenever I'm at Cherry or even at card shows, I do tend to get maybe 1 or 2 people that will come up to me and say that they're new into collecting sports cards and they've watched my videos and it's really helped them along their journey. And I think that's very interesting, more so for the fact that we still have people nowadays that are entering the hobby and still looking to, try and learn a little bit about the hobby. I don't know, a lot of people have obviously left the hobby and a lot of people, like I said, have just given up. But I think it's quite cool to see that people are still joining the hobby, even at this stage. A lot of people will say the peak of it was 2-3 years ago, but I think it's really great to see new people entering the hobby. So shout out to you, Brendan. I know you do watch my videos, so shout out to you. Chris Paul, Obsidian, there, a couple of numbered ones. De'Aaron Fox, first year. Joel Embiid, as I put that card away, but I actually did get that one, the Silver Hollow. The next card I've already resold as well, Drazen Petrovic, Hall Kings, out of 49. Sold this one for $20. But yeah, just a legendary player. A lot of people have said that like he would match up to MJ, and one of those European players that just with the trash talk and everything like that was just ahead of his time. So shout out to Drazen Petrovic, one of the sickest vintage jerseys you can get as well. A lot of respect for him, and unfortunately he did pass away, you know, in the midst of his career. Pascal Siakam, Infinite. Franz Wagner, Timeless Treasures. I actually looked at his stats beforehand, and he's actually dropped off a little bit this season. But, you know, a little bit of the emergence of Paolo Banchero, who's very ball dominant. And, yeah, you know, maybe sharing the ball a little bit more. But Ben Simmons Crusade, Camo. People might not like Ben Simmons, but he does sell very well here in Australia. Some more $5 cards here going to NFL now. Lamar Jackson, Funkadelic. I like Illusions inserts more than I like the actual Illusions cards itself. Next up, Aiden Hutchinson. I actually have already sold this one to the US. Sold it for $50, so a nice flip there from $5. Very good defensive player. Desmond Ridder, King of Cards. Oh, I don't know about Desmond Ridder, but I just got it. Surprisingly, at the time of recording, Dak Prescott is, I think, top 3 MVP odds. I think he might actually be second at the moment, which is ridiculous, and he's behind Brock Purdy, which is also pretty crazy to say in itself. Josh Allen score out of 575. I'll take any numbered Josh Allen card for $5, even if it's relatively low end. Another one here from Luminance. I like the Luminance ones. Might be a low end set, but at least it's in his pro uniform. So a lot of people are big into pro uniform versus college uniform. I like it, so I'll take it. Big Ben, limited there. Next up, we have Tyreek Hill, who in my opinion should be a top 2 or 3 MVP candidate at the moment. I think it's pretty ridiculous what he's doing at the moment for the Dolphins. You know, I think, you know, obviously with the MVP being such a heavy QB, you know, based award, I don't know, Tyreek Hill does deserve some love out there. He's been doing a lot for the Dolphins, and it's been crazy to see. So, you know, hopefully get some love over the next few weeks, and then maybe that will cause some of his, you know, other cards to go up a little bit more. Joe Burrow, unfortunately, out for the rest of the season, but Jake Browning's been playing quite well, surprisingly. So I thought they were done, but they've been actually winning their games. We have the Funkadelic of Terry Bradshaw. I don't mind that Funkadelic set. I think it's quite unique. Jalen Hurts, you know, Pink Illusions. Like Josh Allen as well. I think I'll take any, you know, numbered, you know, Jalen Hurts card for $5. Jaleel Okafor. So these are the dollar box finds. These are the first couple are actually for my PC, but you know, Alperen Sengun obviously, but Jaleel Okafor, my draft bust PC. The silver court side that would have been going for, you know, a fair bit back in the day. I'm not, maybe not a fair bit because the market wasn't as high as what it is now, but I'm sure it probably would have gone for like $10 to $15 or somewhere around there. David Bell, the Red Stars. Drew Brees, Game Over, the Purple Phoenix. Unsleeve, a little bit annoying, so I've got to look at this for condition, but, you know, numbered insert of a legend, I'll take it. The Red Stars here of Optic, I actually thought it might have been more of a short print, but I think it's just an Asia Timor insert. But I remember looking at it and I was like, oh, it looks like a really pretty card. It could be a short print. I didn't even look at comps. I'll just get the card itself. Tre'Davious White, XR out of 199. Then moving on to Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin gets no... Oh, he does get love, but I feel like he deserves a little bit more love for what he does, in all honesty. Calvin Ridley, Origins out of 299. And then we had this nice little unique card here, the Playbook. It's a very thin card, but Jerome Bettis and Rod Woodson. It looks like a little bit of a pamphlet. But yeah, that rounds out the video. If you guys appreciate the content, make sure you hit like and comment down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys all in future videos. Take care.